Alright team, gather round. Imagine a civilization so advanced it outshines all others, Atlantis. A city gleaming with gold, brimming with technology and wisdom, lost in a single catastrophic day and night. Swallowed by the ocean, erased from history, or was it? The legend of Atlantis has haunted us for centuries, the ultimate unsolved mystery. Was it real, or just a story? That question has fueled debates, expeditions, and wild theories for generations. But Atlantis is more than a lost city. It's a mirror reflecting our hopes, ambitions, and fears. The search isn't just for ruins, but for answers about human nature and the consequences of pride. So strap in. We're diving into the enigma of Atlantis, fact, fiction, or something in between. The journey to unravel the truth starts now. Let's separate myth from reality. Let's get to it. Where does the Atlantis story come from? Is it a real place lost beneath the waves, or simply a myth that has captured our imagination for centuries? Surprisingly, the legend doesn't begin with a treasure map or a sailor's tale, but with the writings of Plato, the renowned ancient Greek philosopher whose ideas still shape our world today. Around 360 BC, Plato introduced Atlantis in his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias. In these works, he offered a vivid and detailed account of a powerful civilization, describing its people, its technology, and its ultimate fate. Plato claimed the story was not his own invention. According to him, it was passed down from Egyptian priests to the Athenian lawmaker Solon, who then shared it with his descendants, eventually reaching Plato himself through generations of retelling. According to Plato's account, Atlantis existed 9,000 years before his own era, a civilization so ancient it would have predated even the construction of the Egyptian pyramids, making it one of the oldest stories of a lost world. This sets the stage for an epic tale, one that blurs the boundaries between history and legend, fact and fiction. The story of Atlantis invites us to question what we know about the past. For Plato, Atlantis was more than just a lost city. He used it as a philosophical tool, contrasting its immense power and eventual corruption with the virtues of an idealized Athens, a city built on wisdom and justice. The richness of Plato's descriptions, its geography, its advanced government, its sudden downfall, makes us wonder, was he inventing a cautionary tale, or was he recalling a distant memory preserved through the ages? The story's mysterious chain of transmission, stretching from ancient Egypt to classical Greece, and its deep roots in the distant past, have kept scholars and dreamers alike guessing for millennia. Atlantis remains both a historical puzzle and a philosophical parable, a riddle that challenges us to piece together fragments of myth, history, and imagination. Plato gives us just enough tantalizing detail to keep the mystery alive, never quite revealing the full truth, always leaving us with more questions than answers. And that's why, after thousands of years, we're still searching, hoping to uncover the secrets of Atlantis and perhaps a deeper understanding of ourselves. So, what did Plato say Atlantis was like? Picture a vast island bigger than North Africa and Turkey combined, beyond the Strait of Gibraltar. Its capital, a marvel of engineering, built in concentric rings of land and water with canals, bridges, and circular harbors bustling with trade. Walls gleamed with brass, tin, and the mysterious orichalcum, a red-gold metal second only to gold. The land was fertile, forests lush, wildlife abundant, even elephants roamed there. Atlanteans were master builders, with temples, palaces, and aqueducts, ruled by 10 kings descended from Poseidon. Their society was advanced, prosperous, and powerful, a utopia at its peak. The grand temple to Poseidon, adorned with gold and orichalcum, stood at the city's heart. Plato focused on their wealth, structure, and might, painting a picture of a civilization at its zenith, which makes its sudden disappearance all the more shocking. The story of Atlantis begins with a people of remarkable virtue and wisdom. The Atlanteans, as legend tells us, were once guided by the divine spark of Poseidon, their patron god. They were not just powerful, but deeply principled, living in a way that honored both the gods and each other. They valued virtue over wealth, placing honor, justice, and harmony above all else. Their society was built on respect for ancient laws, and their daily lives reflected a deep sense of community and shared purpose. Families gathered by the sea, elders taught the young, and everyone contributed to the common good. Their kings met regularly in grand marble halls to govern wisely, ensuring fairness and prosperity for all. Under their enlightened rule, the Atlantean Empire flourished, its influence stretching across vast lands in Europe and Africa. Their cities were centers of art, learning, and innovation, admired by all who encountered them. But as generations passed, the Atlanteans' divine nature began to fade. Human flaws crept in: greed, arrogance, and an insatiable hunger for power. The pursuit of wealth and luxury slowly replaced their old values, and pride took root in their hearts. No longer content with their own prosperity, they set their sights on conquest, seeking to dominate neighboring lands, including the proud city of Athens. Their ambitions grew, and with them, their armies and fleets. This moral decay, this hubris, set the stage for their inevitable downfall. The very foundations of their society began to crumble, both literally and figuratively. The Atlanteans transformed from enlightened rulers into aggressive imperialists, their wisdom overshadowed by ambition and tyranny. The people who once inspired awe now inspired fear. Their story is a classic warning: pride comes before a fall. The symbols of their greatness became reminders of their tragic flaws. In the end, they forgot what made them great. Their power, once a force for good, became their undoing. Nature reclaimed their cities, and their glory faded into legend. Plato's tale of Atlantis is as much about the character of a people as it is about catastrophe. It's a meditation on the dangers of losing sight of one's values. The rise and fall of Atlantis is a timeless lesson, echoing through the ages. It reminds us that greatness is fragile, and must be guarded with humility and wisdom. Their transformation from a beacon of enlightenment to a cautionary tale is as dramatic as the fate of their island swallowed by the sea. And it's a warning that still resonates today. The story of Atlantis urges us to remember our values lest we too repeat their tragic fall from grace. The Atlanteans, corrupted by power, set out to conquer the world, but the gods were watching. Zeus, angered by their arrogance, decided to punish them. Plato's account is brief but chilling. Violent earthquakes and floods struck, and in a single day and night Atlantis vanished beneath the sea. All their achievements gone in an instant. The destruction was sudden, total, and absolute. The site became a muddy, impassable barrier, fueling centuries of speculation. Was it a volcanic eruption, a mega tsunami, or something else? The text leaves the cause mysterious, but the result is clear, utter annihilation. Atlantis' end is both tragedy and warning, a civilization judged and destroyed. The terror of that final day lingers in the legend, and it's this cataclysm that makes the search for Atlantis so compelling. Finding any trace is the ultimate challenge. Since Plato's story, humanity has been obsessed with finding Atlantis. Some dismissed it as fiction, others searched for proof. Columns in Egypt, lost islands on maps, and mysterious ruins. The Renaissance and age of exploration reignited the hunt, with explorers and scholars scouring the globe. Every new discovery sparked the question, could this be Atlantis? The search became a global phenomenon, driven by hope, curiosity, and the thrill of the unknown. If Atlantis was real, where could it be? Theories abound. The Greek island of Santorini, Thera, is a top candidate. Its massive volcanic eruption destroyed the Minoan civilization, echoing Plato's tale. The timeline doesn't match, but the parallels are striking. An advanced island culture, wiped out by disaster. Akrotiri's ruins with their frescoes and architecture fuel the legend. Then there's the Bimini Road in the Bahamas, an underwater formation some claim is Atlantean, though most say it's natural. Other theories point to Spain, the Azores, Canary Islands, even Antarctica. Each site has clues and problems, but none offer definitive proof. The search spans continents and centuries, with every new find reigniting hope. No smoking gun yet, but technology keeps pushing the boundaries. The mystery endures and the hunt continues. Maybe tomorrow we'll find the answer. But what if Atlantis was never meant to be found? What if its true purpose was never about discovery, but about reflection? Many scholars believe Plato invented Atlantis as an allegory, a powerful story crafted to serve as a warning, not a straightforward history lesson. He wasn't just recounting a lost civilization but using myth to spark deeper thought. In Plato's tale, Atlantis begins as a utopia, a society blessed with abundance and wisdom. But over time it succumbs to greed, pride, and unchecked ambition, ultimately punished by the gods for its moral decay. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of corruption and the seductive nature of power, mirroring the very real struggles that Athens itself faced in Plato's era. The story asks us to consider what happens when a society loses its way. Plato contrasts the doomed Atlantis with a virtuous, idealized Athens, exploring timeless themes of justice, morality, and the responsibilities of leadership. He invites us to imagine what a truly just society could look like. The story of Atlantis is more than a lost city myth. It's a philosophical tool, a mirror held up to humanity's strengths and weaknesses. Even if Atlantis was invented, Plato may have drawn inspiration from real disasters, like the catastrophic Minoan eruption or ancient flood stories passed down through generations. These echoes of reality make the legend even more compelling. Allegory or not, Atlantis taps into deep truths about human nature, our hopes, our fears, and our capacity for both greatness and downfall. The legend's enduring power lies not just in its mystery, but in the message it carries, a message that still resonates today. The search for Atlantis is, in many ways, a search for meaning. It's a quest to understand ourselves, our past, and the choices we make as a society. Whether Atlantis was real or purely symbolic, its story challenges us to reflect on our own world, on the values we uphold, and the dangers we face if we lose sight of them. And that's why the legend of Atlantis endures, because it continues to ask questions that matter, urging each generation to look inward and learn. Atlantis lives on, stronger than ever in our imagination and culture. It's a symbol of lost worlds, inspiring movies, books, games, and endless speculation. The idea of a forgotten utopia captivates us, fueling dreams of discovery and warnings about hubris. For some, it's a lost spiritual heritage, for others, a cautionary myth. The legend adapts, taking on new meanings for each generation. After all this time, we still have no definitive answer, fact or fiction? Most experts remain skeptical, but the clues and the legend's persistence keep hope alive. Atlantis challenges us to ask, what if? What can we learn from its story? The mystery endures, and so does the adventure.